Welcome back to K5J Gaming, and today is I wanted to share with you my starter tank build for all tanks who need to get started with learning how to tank. This is something that I came up with that I feel like is viable. I've done M1s, M2s, and M3s. I've run X Winter Forge. I've run Hive. I've run just about anything with this build, and it's not even fully up to par yet. But let me show you what I got so far. So far, I'm running the Hoplite Tower Shield. I like Enchanted War, Shield Defense, Refreshing, and Sturdy. I could have went without Refreshing, and I might change that later because I'm over the cap by one. So this is one that I got from the last boss in the Hive. If you do run the Hive and you are a tank, I definitely suggest getting this shield. I love it. It's gotten me through a lot of content in the game, and it's just one of the best out there. Next, I have my boots. I'm not really feeling the boots. I could get a better gear score. I love the talents on there though. So this is why I'm running it: Enchanted Ward, Thrust Conditioning, and Health. And if you know that you're a tank, you know you need to have Enchanted Ward and you definitely need to have Health. I do have a Onyx in here as well for physical damage absorption. So these are definitely one of the two or three of the perks that you definitely need. Same as my pants. I'm running Enchanted Ward, I'm running Health, and I have another Onyx in there for damage absorption. The Refreshing, again, is putting me over a cap, so I would like to change out this perk or get some better pants, to be honest with you. Next, I'm running a Hoplite Gauntlets. Don't mind that second perk. It does absolutely nothing. It's one of them rolls I got when I was raising the gear score up. But I do have a Opal in there with Elemental Ward damage absorption. Obviously, I have Enchanted Ward and Health. For being a tank, you need Enchanted Ward, you need Health, but you definitely don't need Fire Harnessing for this build. So just don't mind that. And the magnificent glory piece of them all that's making this tank build what it is the Void Dark Plate. Look at that dark reinforced talent. Your armor is increased by 20%. As a tank, you cannot ask for a better piece. I'm also running an Opal in it for elemental damage absorption. Obviously, Enchanted Ward, Health, Physical Aversion. I'm receiving less damage from range and physical attack. So that's 4.5% on top of the 2.5% just for elemental damage. And I'm getting increased armor. So why wouldn't you have this Void Dark Plate? Like, it just doesn't make sense if you don't have it. Get it if you don't have it. Next is my helmet. I definitely would like a better helmet. I'm running an Onyx in it for physical damage absorption. But you see I have that Enchanted Ward and that Health. The Powerful Eruption is pretty good, but I know I can do better than that and get a higher gear score. So that ultimately I want to get all my gear scores up to 725. But this is what's dropped for me, and this is what I have on here for my helmet as well. As we move over to my sword, I'm only really running this Hoplite sword because it's 725. It's giving me 42 strength. I have Refreshing Move, Keen on it, which is decent. It's good. It's three decent talents. But when I switch out to my Whirlwind talent and my Backstab, I want to run over to the Butcher sword. I haven't got it up yet, but your bleed lasts 30% longer, 33% longer, and Empowering Whirling Blade, I want to get that talent. I want to add another talent on there as well and inflict some more bleed. So this would be the ideal piece for me right now, but I haven't really done anything to get it up. As you see, I need to run Defeat Nereid and Barnacles and Back Powder, and I need to do what is this? I need to defeat Corrupted and Tempest Heart, which I probably will do today to get it going, because I do want to add some more bleed onto my build to give me some more damage in PvE. Next, I'm running a Warhammer. This is from the Gorgon. I got this from the raid again. 40 strength. I have Taunting in it. I have a Taunting gem in there. It gives me Disdain Affliction, which is basically when I hit a target, they're gonna get inflicted by your dots. Will extend the duration of them. This PvE only deal 5% base damage against hostiles that's afflicted with dots. So I guess if I hit somebody and they got some type of damage over time on them and I'm running this, it's going to extend that. Penetrating Wrecking Ball penetrates 41% of the maximum armor. You definitely need that when you're tanking against some of these monsters inside the Hive and inside the dungeons, M2s and M3s to be exact. And I have Keenly Empowered as my last talent on here. Everybody knows what Keenly Empowered is. Gain 10% in power for 5 seconds on critical hits. So if your crit is up, you can get empowered from there. My jewelry, I am running. I know I need a better amulet right now, but I like Refreshing Recovery and I like the Health on here. Obviously, that Refreshing, I really wouldn't want to go for that, but it's what I got so far. I put another Onyx in there as well for damages, for physical damage absorption. And I like the refreshing recovery. When your health drops below 50%, all of your active abilities cooldowns are reset. So it gives me, I can get into my defensive stance, my shield bash, everything I can get to quick as fast. That's what the refreshing move is for as well. So it kind of balances itself out. I'm running a hoplite ring. If anybody has a better ring, some people like to run the elemental band. I do like the elemental band, but for right now, when I do, the reason why I got this is for the bloodletting, because when I run this with the butcher, I'm gonna have a lot of bleed on the enemy. So these two, I feel like they go together. Somebody convince me not. Tell me what you got. Tell me what you run in the comments. But for right now, I'm running this hoplite ring. Next, I'm running a hoplite earring, which I got another opal in it. This gives me more elemental damage absorption. And I have refreshing toast, and purifying toast. Obviously, I'm going to get rid of one of these refreshings. As you can see, I'm only one over. So it'd be good for me to just keep one. I would preferably want to get rid of it on my pants and get a higher gear score level on the pants and kind of move forward from there. But right now, this is kind of my build, what I'm running right now. I have, as you can see, I have 300 strength and I have 323 con. Physical, I have 3,369 and 2,920 elemental. So I'm telling y'all, this definitely is getting me through a lot of this content. So if you want, I would recommend something like this, but I would recommend you always having enchanted ward and health on all of your pieces. That's the main thing that's going to get you through the content. If you can't get through the raid, some of these pieces will drop for you. And I know you're like, oh, this is just a starter build. And a lot of these pieces you might not be able to get if you haven't done the raid, but if you can't get through the raid, I would advise you run it in all heavy so that it'll drop for you. For some reason, when you're running like heavy gear, and I don't even know if you necessarily have to be in tank mode, but if you're running heavy gear with all of this stuff, I believe it should drop for you. All right, and that is part of the build. Now let's get into as you can see, let's get into the attributes and the weapon mastery. As you can see, I'm running 300 strength and 323 con. That's giving me a max health of 22,756. When we move over to weapon mastery, I'm running on the sword master side. I have the ability to move 33% faster when blocking. You want to be able to move the tanks. You want to be able to, as a tank, you want to be able to move the enemies with you, kind of move them out of your DPS's way so they can just do what they got to do while you do what you have to do. Next, successfully hitting with a heavy attack causes you to lose one debuff. If you're going against a fire or some type of poison or anything blight, and you hit him with a heavy attack, you lose a debuff. The Achilles heel, the final attack in your light attack chains inflicts 15% range, which goes with the trinket, which goes with my talent on my sword as well. So it does its job. Shield bash is the next one. Everybody knows what shield bashes is. Deals 50% damage, staggering and stunning the foes in front of you for 2 seconds. Then I went with the second one because it increases your threat and you deal 75% weapon damage. So that's why I went with that. Obviously, sturdy shield, no reason why, right? Grants an additional 15% physical armor. Why wouldn't you go with sturdy shield? Elemental resistance reduces the base from all magic. This is definitely for PvE and PvP when you're going against the bow and arrows and the damn fire staff right now. One with the shield, you see what it does. I run a tower shield, so being hit or blocking a hit will extend the duration of all buffs on self by 5%. Reason I run it. Extended all buffs. The final bullet. Third attack in your light attack chain deals 15% more damage and generates an additional threat. Y'all see where I'm going with this? The threat. Keeping threat as a tank is very, very important. You want to have your DPS be free to just attack. You're not going to be able to hold everybody, but you can hold 90% of the field. You got those guys that shoot arrows in the back, the guys that shoot the guns in the back. You might not be able to catch them, but you should be able to catch everybody else while your DPS is out there wilding. Shield rush. No, you know why we run shield rush as a tank. Rush forward, giving that extra charge, staggering and pushing back foes. This attack deals 100% weapon damage. Why wouldn't you put that on? Sturdy grip. Stamina damage is increased by 15% when blocking an attack with the shield. You need that because your blocking is going to be You need your blocking because if you know as a tank, you know your stamina be going quick and your blocking be going quick. This is why you want sturdy grip on your build. High grip damage, stamina damage is reduced by 15%, blocking a range attack with the shield. So now you have the one where you're getting when you're fighting against a melee PvP, right? PvE, right? So now you have you have physical and elemental blocking range, which is actually reducing your stamina. So you don't take a lot of stamina when you block and you can block more. Obviously, invigorating bulwark gain 50% stamina when hitting a target with shield bash or shield rush. One, two, one, two. That's why that talent is here. Recuperation, all incoming healing and regeneration is increased by 10%. Listen, if you don't have this on your body as a as a tank, I don't know what to do for you. You're getting 10% from all healing. So these healers can boost you back up. 10%. It's increased by 10%. So why wouldn't you have it? And obviously the bread and butter of all tank builds, which is Defender's Resolve. If I have to go over Defender's Resolve, you should not be tanking. I took the final countdown in there. Your base damage is reduced by 20, increased by 20%. If you don't have Defender's Resolve, I can't help you. Restoration. When Defender's Resolve in, I heal for 30% of my base health. So why wouldn't you run Defender's Resolve again? And obviously, while blocking, reduce damage to all allies. So when your DPS is in there with you and they're in that circle going crazy, they're getting reduced. They're getting reduced by 30%. They're taking reduced damage by 30%. And y'all see, I gotta pay my upkeep, right? Sorry, I haven't paid it yet. But that's my talents that I got for my sword and shield. Everything synchronizes with each other. Now I haven't gotten where is my Warhammer? I'm at 19 with my Warhammer. Sorry, y'all. I know I'm not 20 yet, but I'll be there today. Gaining power on heavy attacks, increasing damage by 20%. I'm heavy attacking like crazy in PvE and PvP. Adds grit to Warhammer. Heavy attacks also grants 12% reduction without damage reduction while grit is active. Then obviously I went for Mighty Gavel. You need Mighty Gavel. You definitely need Mighty Gavel because as you go, get stronger, get stronger, get stronger. So here you dealing 90%, 190% weapon damage after you leap up in the air and you crash down on enemies, right? Mighty Gravel. So now you 20%. The base damage of this is 20%. So now that you're getting targets below 50% help, you're increasing your damage. So why wouldn't you? You're increasing the stamina damage done by Mighty Gavel by 25%. So when you're in that crowd in PvE or PvP, you need that. After successful Mighty Gavel attack, gain haste, increasing players' movement speed by 30 seconds. This is when you clear out and you get out. You know what I mean? And regroup. Justice for all. Mighty Gavel now has grit. Its critical chances increased by 20% and hits will reduce all other Warhammer's cooldown. So that means cooldown, right? Heavy attacks that hit will reduce cooldowns by 7%. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Y'all see where I'm going? I'm trying to bring these talents back up a lot longer than what they went. Listen, this is armor breaker. No need to explain. Once you swing this, 35% of the target's armor is broken. Plus, you're getting 160% weapon damage. Duh. Adds grit to your armor breaking. Grit. Armor breaking inflicts 30% rend. So not only am I getting the trenching rends from my sword, and I'm getting y'all see where I'm going with this? Please don't disrespect me. Oh, we went over Justice for All already. And then my third talent over here, I run the shockwave, slamming your warhammer to the ground. Third causes 3% radius earthquakes that deal 60% damage, and you're staggering everybody. When you need to get out the way, stagger them and get out the way. The trauma causes weakened damage, decreasing the damage dealt from the target's attack. So now they get weakened. When they try to hit you, everything is going to be 10% less. Why wouldn't you, right? Expands 4 meter radius. When you're in PvP and you in them bunches, when you're in PvE and you in those bunches, to get out of that situation, this is definitely a game changer right here. Increases your armor by 20% if surrounded by 2 or more enemies. As a tank, you're always going to be surrounded by 2 or more enemies. So it does make sense, right? Right? Let's make it make sense, right? Acceleration reduces Warhammer's cooldown by 7% when using light attacks against targets within an active debuff. You're going to be in debuff mode all throughout this jaunt. You're going to be in debuff mode. So, of course, Concussion impact deals 15% increased base damage against targets affected by Warhammer debuffs. Get it? Make sense? Read the talent. Read the talents. And my last one, I got Prevailing Spirit. Heal for 35% of damage dealt when using Crowd Crusher ability. Crowd Crusher ability. Crowd Crusher ability. Crowd Crusher ability. Get why I have health on there? This is the build, y'all. And it's only going to get better. I promise you. It's only going to get better. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is K5J Gaming. I'm out. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section. Let me know what I need to improve on. I'm not the best in here, and I could be the first to admit it. I'm just trying to tank like a god like everybody else. So tanks, tap in. Let's help each other. Till the next one. Peace.